Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for March 25th. Okay, so I just went through the charts real quick, have not taken any notes, but in my mind, I already know what kind of charts I'll be playing. There will be four tickers tonight. Let's take a look at the SPY futures right now. Oh my lord, look at this major gap down and sell off right now. The SPY has gaps and popped at 6 p.m. over here. We've gapped and failed. Now it's selling off 65 points from the lows. So we are anticipating a major gap down tomorrow. This is fantastic. With that said, I am going to make tonight's watch list. I've picked a few stocks that really matches this gap down action. With a major gap down, nonetheless, I do expect the open for the overall market to close the gap a little bit. So basically, right at the open, they'll probably rip and then come right back down. Now, as you can see here on the SPY, the weekly chart right here. This past week we had a try of a breakout, and then it totally got stuffed here at this 285 area. So what this is a failed breakout. Okay, so it's a failed spike, and we are now closing back under the screen. So I do expect a continuation to the downside here tomorrow or this week, and we should be pulling down some more back down to the 9 EMA. Maybe if this major support from last week snapped to 75, we're going to get a major leg down. Okay, so watch out for that. As far as tomorrow goes, since we are gapping down a little bit, let's take a look at the intraday chart real quick over here. Within this week, I am expecting it to test the highs again. So we have major resistance. If it cannot get back up to the highs, or if it does and gets stuffed here, this would be a double top, right? And we're looking at a longer time frame here. I know this is very far off, and we are gapping down to around the 276s area right now. So looking for a pop and drop. What I really like tomorrow is for the SPY to pop up and test this 280.50 area. Okay, just mark that off real quick. You know what, just leave it at this color, as well as the 280. So we have a very concise prior support zone. Nice psychological whole number. 280, as you can see here, pre-market. It traded sideways a little bit and then ran on Thursday. And then Friday it dumped back, went sideways and consolidated, did a nice head and shoulders, and now we fail it. And now we're gapping down. So does look like another leg down, zooming out a little bit more. This 279 was a major support here. So we are going to gap down under this 279. So I believe we're around this area here, around the 277s, 276 area. But what I'm looking for is a pop and drop, right? So a pop, maybe back up into the 280 area, and then a fail. As you can see on the 1 minute chart, we have the pink line here is a 200 SMA. Okay, let's take a look at this on the 5 minute chart and see if we can get a clearer picture. Okay, so this is a consolidation zone here from 279 to 280, right? So depending on where we open tomorrow, and we are opening under. So when it comes back up here, expect the chop and the sideways before the SPY actually picks a direction. I'm not saying that the stock or the market may not go up. I'm saying it's more likely that it stuffs here and then keeps coming down, but it can definitely go either way. Okay, so watch out for that. Watch these areas, and let's get into the watch list real quick. Like I said, very raw watch list tonight, as I have not wrote anything down in my notes yet. I'm just gonna go offhand so you guys can see how I actually do this, and I will be taking notes as a side. So what I'm looking for here right now, let's pick ticker that I played from Friday first. Okay, NKE Nike. I played this on Friday. I played it both sides. I played the long and the short. On the long side, I really failed. I basically tried to catch it on my watch list Thursday night. I tried to catch it above the 84.50 and it couldn't hold and it just failed from there. And by the time it got under 84, I was still trying to get long on it. I still wasn't able to change my bias on it, even though it basically showed me very clearly that it was a bearish day and a bearish chart, right? As you can see, Nike trended down all day very well. Okay, you can draw a nice trend line down here. And with the weakness in the market, I do anticipate it to come down a little bit more. Now, the next level of support or target area is the 82, which it's sitting on right now. And if we are gapping down, I do anticipate it to open under 82. And from there, I'm looking for a pop and drop, pop back into 82 and fail. And then the next major support area we should have is around this 81.20. Yeah, right here. Where's the highs? 81s to 81.20. And then finally, the $80 mark here, key psychological whole number. So a few areas of support right now. And if it doesn't gap down tomorrow, let's say if it opens sideways or if it's pre-market grinding back up, people are watching this trend line, right? This is a very nice trend line. If it breaks back above and holds 82.50, I'm going to watch for a pop back up. As you can see here, on Friday, we had major resistance here at 84. So let's check the volume profile real quick here on 84. This was a major volume candle, 83.50s area. You know what? I do like 83.50s. Okay. But 84 is a psychological whole number, so definitely mark that off. Take a look at the volume here first real quick. Rejected once, tested, and failed after hours. Yeah, I do like 84. So a pop into the 84 and then a snap down. And then, of course, we have the final resistance here at 84.50. Okay. So 3 levels of resistance I'll be watching, and then 3 levels of support. What happened here at 3 o'clock? 83, maybe. It really depends on what it does pre-market. I think the pre-market, if it does grind up, it's going to hold around the 83 area. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Okay, so that's NKE. That's going to be on one of my watches, but it definitely is not the main focus for tomorrow. I will tell you what the main focus for tomorrow is. Okay, because with the overall market being so weak and gapping down, this is the daily chart pattern I'm looking for. Okay, just sipping a little coffee here. This is a daily chart pattern I'm looking for, okay? This here, we have a perfect bear flag setup on the daily chart, right? You see this run up right here as we made higher lows and higher highs, and then eventually on this downgrade day, it snapped. This is a signal for a trend change. Okay, even though the next day analyst Needham came in with a buy rating and it's trying to support it, the overall market cannot hold this up, and it's taking ROKU down with it. Okay, the technical side of things, this is definitely a very apparent bear flag in my opinion. Okay, as we have a new downtrend now, and we have since made the first leg on Friday. It dipped under this prior lows here on Thursday. So let's zoom in a little bit more. I have very major resistance here at the 85, 84, 90s area. So I'm going to mark this off red. Okay. If ROKU does not gap down along with the market, if it opens sideways, I do anticipate a pop and drop. So what a pop and drop is basically a cover pop right back into the 65 area, 64.90s, and we will fail from there, have another leg down. It's definitely looking like it's going to pull down hard. Okay, so first target 62 right here on this doji day, and then next target $60. And then with a continuation leg down, you should be able to see it come down under the prior down day, right? The first leg, right? So if this is the start of a new trend, then the start of a new downtrend, then the next leg down should be under the 60 level, and we should see the target of around this area here, maybe perhaps 55. Who knows, right? It might happen tomorrow, it might not. 60, very, very major support level. So as it comes down, though, if you manage to get in good, definitely pay yourself. If you haven't gotten in and it's very close to 60, you need to wait. Do not short this weakness, because it could very well be just a double bottom and just bounce right back up from the 60, right? So if you want to short this weakness, you need to see 60 snap with authority. Perhaps a kill candle, basically a play that I've been playing for the past few days, and then come back up, retest, and then short it from there, okay? But ROKU at the open, definitely watching the 65 area. And the next resistance we have is this high, so 60, 65.90, but I don't think it can get back up so high. Even 65.50 is good on the intraday level. So 65.50, I'll be marking off. 65, I'll be marking off. This is more like a zone here. We have a 10-cent zone, okay? 10, 15-cent zone. And then finally, I'll be watching the resistance area of, how much did I say? 65.80s? So something like that. But I mean, you know what? Let's round it up to the nearest whole number. I personally like this, 65.75, right? I mean, right around this area, 65.80s, yeah, definitely. Because you see how it snapped down, tested, and then eventually when this snapped, this is where it all happened, right? So give it up to as high as 66. I don't think it can get there, though. Definitely a nice bear flag pattern. This is the main pattern I'll be watching for tomorrow, ROKU. Next up on my watch list, we have Facebook. It's the same exact pattern on the daily chart. If you're not seeing this from ROKU or Facebook, you're doing something wrong. See, we have this major down leg here, and then a few days of grinding up, and now we have started the first day of continuation of this down leg. This is a bear flag. Bear flag on the daily chart. How would you draw this? Maybe like that. Maybe even like that. Very, very sharp, right? So it's a snap with a downtrend. You know what? Let's go back to ROKU first. The ideal entry, I mean, you can, if you have a TC2000 or a trend line tool that can actually draw into the future, then you can watch this trend line and watch for the snap, right? Yeah, so Facebook, definitely watching this tomorrow. And it's the same exact pattern of ROKU. For this to happen, though, I want to see it stay under this 164 area first, right? This is not as good as ROKU, in my opinion, as because it's not under the previous day's lows yet. Okay, it's coming close to it. It's under the previous day's lows body, right? But it has yet to prove weakness. So I want to see the 164 snap through with authority, like a kill candle, and then pop back up and test, and then fail. If I do anticipate a little pop at the open, so gap up or a cover pop, I'm looking at this opening price on Friday at 164.89. So basically 165, right? So this will be my first level of resistance. I'll be watching for it to stuff from here. I'll be marking resistance level number 2 around this 165.50 area. And then finally, I will have another resistance area. I mean, even 165.75 looks good. Let's zoom out a little bit. Nah, let's make it safe. Go 166 every 50 cents, right? Yeah, so definitely looking for a pop and drop here. Or if it gaps down, I'm going to look for a retest of this 160 area and then fail from there. The next leg down targets, this 162 area, definitely a prime target here. So let's mark that off as major support. Remember to cover some or pay yourself some. We have a nice consolidation area around this 163, so this was support. Anywhere around this 163, 165 area. This here is a major support zone as the stock consolidated around this area before it ripped, right? So when it comes down, I do anticipate it to go sideways and consolidate a little bit, and then it needs to decide what it wants to do. So that's Facebook. And then finally, Tesla, TSLA. Okay, exact same chart pattern, right? Tesla, even better. I mean, overall, Tesla is in a downtrend from the year, right? This is a very rough drawing of the downtrend, but you can see lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low. Okay, so it's still continuation. It's still continuing this downtrend right now. So let's connect these lower lows real quick. Maybe from here to around here. Okay, so a very rough drawing of the lower lows, right? But we are coming into a major support area here. So I am anticipating a gap down of 264 and under. If it comes down under and pops back up and stuffs at 264, it's definitely a short. Bring it all the way down. Tesla has a lot of range, man. This stock can run 10 points. So it can definitely test 250, no problem. Okay. I'm looking at, now that I've marked the sideways support line here, this 264 played a very, very key role. So what I really want to see is a snap down and under. If it holds sideways in the pre-market, then you're looking for a pop and drop, right? So a pop and drop, 267.50 is my first area of resistance I'll be looking for. Okay, so 267.5. Let's take a look at that right there. I'll zoom out a little bit. Let's see. Even 268 is good, but it's a little too close. Just looking at the past 5 days here, what I'm looking for is a consolidation area. Okay, so 270, I really don't think it can get back up to 270. This would be probably the last line of defense in my opinion, but as you can see, it chopped around here a little bit, dumped sideways, dump and bounce, came up sideways. So the 270 area definitely in play, but a little too far. 268.50. Okay. Yes. 260. Yeah, 268.50. A little closer. We are at 265, right? So, yeah, 260. Oh, no. Sorry, 266. Let's do that. Okay, 266. And of course, we have resistance right here. 268.50, I just said. Okay, so 3 lines of resistance, with resistance number 1 at 266, resistance number 2 at 267.5, and then resistance number 3, 268.5. Okay, I like this 268.5 a lot. I like the 270 a lot. I like this 267.5. I did say that. And 266 is a little too close, to be quite honest. Let's take a look here. Maybe. It's a little too close, but maybe. It's basically the bottom of this Wednesday wick, right? Yeah, but I like these numbers for now. And let's look for a pop and drop, or a big dump, pop and drop, right? Or crack, pop and drop. So these are the plays I'll be watching tomorrow. 4 tickers, 4 plays. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. That will be my watch list for this evening. Make sure you check out my video link description below for major discounts on Trick Trade's chat room, where Trick, my mentor, has changed my trading and everybody's trading inside the chat room. If you are a struggling trader, I highly recommend you join us at Trick Trades. where we are a trading community where we don't let anybody fail, right? If you have any questions, we don't judge you in here. We don't laugh at you. Very honest room, very awesome environment. Everybody helps each other out. Okay, we have some kick-ass moderators, especially Calvo. He on the side on the weekend, he does a lot of work for our members, man. I mean, he does a lot of one-on-one mentoring. Trick as well does a lot of one-on-one mentoring on the weekends, right? And any questions you have while inside the chat room, you will always get an answer. And we all know you by the first name, by the way. Anyways, that would be my watch list for this evening, and I hope to see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Ciao.